Hello everyone and welcome to another Pixel Maven project tutorial. If you're new here, please do subscribe and click on that little bell so that way you get updates for all of my new videos. I do put out videos weekly, so I'm glad to have you here. This week is the beginning of World Card Making Day week at scrapbook.com, and they have all sorts of exciting things for all of us. Specials, sales, freebies, all sorts of good things. And one of the new things that they are offering are SVG cut files. And if you have a Cricut, a Silhouette Cameo, a Brother Scan and Cut, or any kind of electronic cutter, you can use these files to create really awesome projects like this card that I've done here. The files that they have come in different sizes for travel journals, scrapbooks, and cards. And of course, once you get them into your software, you can manipulate them to make them into whatever you want. So today I am just going to show you the overlay for a standard A2 card, and this is what it looks like. It's a cute little high with a little floral pattern in it. And we're going to do a Distress Oxide background and then go ahead and put this floral overlay on top of it. All right, to get started, we're going to go ahead and do our blending. And I like to keep the overlay handy so that way I can put it over and make sure that I like exactly where the colors are ending up. So I'm going to start with some worn lipstick, and I want that to go underneath the high and into this first flower here. So if you are new to blending with distress inks or distress oxides or any ink for that matter, check out some of the recent videos that I've done, and I'm doing some videos actually right now about some fun Halloween blends that go with overlays that I've created that are available on my website. But I got lots of really great ideas on fun color blends that you can use. If you hop over to my blog, you can grab an image that you can pin onto your Pinterest boards, so that way you don't forget these fun blends. Okay, so I have a big enough circle here to get started, and you can see how this went on just so easily. I really like to load up my brush and make sure that I'm getting lots of ink down, especially when I'm doing these bright saturated looks. So that is the first color. The next one is going to be Wilted Violet. And basically I'm just doing a radial pattern. I want that to come out from here and continue with the circle. So instead of obviously starting in the center, I'm going to just come around the outside. And I just like to get this started. Sometimes I use little circular patterns just to get enough ink in place, and then I come back and I smooth it in like so. So then I'll come down. And you can see now I have my whole circle going on here. And it can look like a hot mess, but we're going to come back in a minute and put some of that pink right back over the top, and that's going to help blend this whole area here. So the blend is getting better. Now I can just go ahead and just blend this outer rim. I don't want to go into the center because I don't want to pull any of the purple into the middle of it. I just want to stay on the outside. And then I can come back with some of the violet and do the same thing. All right, so now I have a really cool circular blend going on. Let's check it. So pretty good. I just need to make sure that I'm getting my corners now with my final color, which is Salty Ocean. And it is a gorgeous, super bright blue. And I don't have to go all the way around. I can just target my edges here, which is what I'm going to do. So just get these kind of filled in. Like so. Get some down here in the corner. That's pretty good. If I want, I can get the edge here and then start working that semicircle kind of pattern again. All right, so That's probably enough blue at this point. I just need to come back into my violet and fix this edge up. So you can see that blends in super nice. Beautiful. And then I just one final pass with the blue just to get that edge really good. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'll just check this one more time with my, that's going to look really, really nice. So we can see how that's all going to work out. So we are done with our blending. Move these off to the side here. And I'm just going to get some distressing on here, which is really the whole point of distress oxides. Not only do they blend well together, but they work really well with things like the distress spray stain and water. So this is just plain old water in a spray bottle, and I'm going to spray this to start to activate that. And you're going to see that white pull up, which is exactly the reaction that we're looking for. And I'm going to go ahead and grab that with a paper towel and pull that off. And that's going to give us a really great pattern. So you can see how that worked out. And then go ahead with my distress spray stain in black soot. And then I like to just open this up and just go ahead and put spatter all over this. Now, of course, you could do a different color if you wanted to do like get more purple in here or more pink. You could do a different color of spray stain and it would work out awesome. I just happen to like the black because I think it helps pull everything together. So we're going to wait a minute for this to dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut it down so that way it will fit perfectly on my overlay. All right, so this is the completed panel, and see, now that I have all that extra material cut off of it, it really looks like an awesome blend. And when I put this over the top of it, it's going to look even more awesome. So when I was putting this together, I really realized I wanted the high to stand out. So I just cut a small piece of white cardstock to put over the word, just like so. And you may need to, it's like 1 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. And what I realized is that I just need to snip these little corners off, because otherwise they end up showing on the circle. But that'll work out perfect. So instead of putting glue on this piece, I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive just around the word so that it has all of these spots nice and covered. Like so. So now this is covered on the back, and I have a nice white high on the front. So I can go ahead and put these together, and I prefer to put these two pieces together first and then adhere it to the card base. I've cut this piece just slightly smaller, so that way I'm not fighting with any extraneous cardstock. I don't have to go and do any kind of trim job or anything. If it ends up being just a hair off on the back side, it's okay because no one's ever going to see that. So I will go ahead and just add adhesive all around the edges here. And I am a Tombow master, a self-proclaimed Tombow master. I don't generally have any problem adhering or getting teeny tiny thin lines and beads of Tombow liquid adhesive, the mono adhesive, onto cardstock. Some people don't like it, so you can use all sorts of other materials to add your adhesive, whatever you like best. So in some of these bigger spaces, I'll go ahead and add just a little dot, because that's all it really needs, is just something to stick it to the cardstock, and then go ahead on this back piece and add another little curly Q there. Okay, so now I can go ahead and adhere this. And like I said, I cut the back piece slightly shorter so I don't have to worry about matching it up exactly. Just put my hands on there for a minute. And now I have a beautifully paired up panel here. So that worked out great. I don't have any overhang, and I've got the high centered exactly where I wanted it. And I put that white piece in the back and it looks really awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and now I can adhere it to my card base. One thing that I would do as well is before you adhere it to your card base, check and make sure that it's going to be the right size. And if you need to trim up your card base for any reason, do that ahead of time if you can. That way you're really not trying to cut through a whole bunch of layers if you need to trim anything. So I'd already done that all ahead of time. And I know this whole thing is going to fit perfectly on here. And now I have my completed card. All right, so one last trick is that if you don't think that high is standing out quite enough, let me grab it here. You can add a glossy effect to it. Now this one, I did that already. I have this gloss material that I put on the high here, and I really like the way it looks. It kind of turned it into almost like a pearl looking finish. Not that it's iridescent, but that it just has a really nice kind of cool effect to it. So this is by another company, but it is equivalent to like the Ranger Glossy Accents or the Nuvo Crystal Glaze. So basically what happens is I'm going to flood this whole area with the material, and then it needs about 24 hours to dry completely. So the nice thing about this, whether it's the Ranger or the Nuvo, or another brand that's designed to work like this, is that this is actually a glue. So it's a kind of a multi-purpose. You can use it as a glue, but I love using it for these fun kind of crystal-y effects. And flooding in areas like this is really neat. You don't see it very often, but it's for a while, it was one of like my all-time favorite things to do. And I come back to it occasionally because it really is a cool effect when you can get this all flooded in and looking really neat. So you can see I'm just going ahead and getting a generous amount in there, and I'm just using the tip to spread it around and get it to level itself. And then I will just have to set this aside and let it dry. Like I said, it's best to leave it overnight. It probably really just takes a few hours. But there you go. So once that dries, it'll look just like this one, and it'll give you a really cool effect. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. I hope you're as excited as I am about Scrapbook.com now offering SVG files. They're a ton of fun. They will add another dimension to your card making or scrapbooking or your travel journaling or whatever papercraft it is that you do. I hope you check them out. Don't forget to go over and check out today's free gift and all of the brands that they have on sale this week to celebrate World Card Making Day, which is on Saturday. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope to see you again. I've got tons of videos set up for this week, so please do stop by again. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon. But until next time, happy crafting.